to my fellow history lovers and people that think if I learn something new today, it'll be a good day. Let's make it a good day. So here's our 3 questions on the Siege of Yorktown from the Professor Noggin series. Number 1, soldiers from what country helped the Patriots surround the British at Yorktown? And the answer to that is the French. And in fact, I just learned there were actually more French soldiers on the battle and at the Battle of Yorktown than there were Continental soldiers. So sometimes people ask, well, why would the French even be here helping us? Because clearly they have a king, they have a monarchy. They don't want to encourage, people to rebel against a king, and they have their own colonies. So why do they help? Well, it's kind of 4 reasons, and they're all are. This will help you remember this. The first is just straight out revenge, right? So they had lost the French and Indian War, also called the 7 Years' War. They lost Canada, and they basically want revenge. Number 2, Britain is a great rival to them, both in terms of trade and naval power, and anything that they can do, they being the French, to undercut Britain's power, and certainly helping create this big revolution that suddenly distracts the British and they have to deal with this. Hopefully the French are thinking it will weaken them as a rival. Third R is going to be restore, because what they're thinking is they want to restore their own place as a superpower in the world. And interestingly, there was a painting I showed you from when I was at the Museum of the American Revolution in Philadelphia, and it's the famous painting of the Battle of Yorktown. And in the center is Rochambeau, and Rochambeau is one of the important leaders that was sent over to help with this military battle. And he's in the center, like with Washington to the side and things, and you think, well, why? But it turns out that Versailles, the French, commissioned the painting, and they put it in their Hall of Battles, like their great victory battles, because again, they're trying to restore their own glory as a military country. And then last 4 would be straight out revenue, because they're looking at the colonies and thinking, there's a lot of money to be made there. We can not only do various colonies produce, the United States at this point is producing a lot, but also they're buying a lot. And the French are interested, looking, in fact, in the John Adams book, they talk a lot about how he realized the French were looking at them as potential trade partners, thinking they can sell a lot to the US. And that was sort of the part of the reason that they came in on their side. All right, that was long-winded. I promise the next 2 will be much shorter, the answers. Number 2, the Siege of Yorktown was the last major battle in the American Revolution. And the answer to that is true. There will be skirmishes after, but it's the last major battle. And number 3, which army surrendered, ending the Siege of Yorktown? And that would be the British. Thank you for letting me share. I'll see you tomorrow.